Alrighty, so in this video today, I'm just going to be actually letting those new techs, so the new techs getting in the industry, you're finding your way in, you're trying to see where you fit. This, first and foremost, with me, I wish that I would have known when I got into it. I wish I would have known exactly what it is that I want to do. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because having knowledge of things is not bad. So I started off in cars, but I was in school for diesel. And I worked on cars and everything. I spent, a lot of time just in dealerships in the cars till I actually moved to doing diesel on the semi-truck. So it's kind of like with me, what I'm trying to say is I bounced around so many times doing different things, from cars to boats to semi-trucks to construction equipment to cranes and stuff like that, welding, and I was just like all over the place. I didn't have that one set niche that I knew that this is what I wanted expertise in. Like, if you ask me anything, I can tell you in that particular system. So with me, I just was all over the place. So when you coming in, I think it would be best if you just already kind of have in mind what it is that you want to do, how you want to go about your career, so you're just not all over the place. So now I'm solely sticking on with the semi-trucks. I work on cars too as well, but semi-trucks is what I actually do my main focus thing on. I want to say is like where you go pick to get a job at. I would say go to a job where it actually has opportunity for growth. And I say that because there's some places where you're just going to be stagnant. Like, that's just going to be what you're going to do as long as you want to be there, and that's just not good. I feel like every place you go to, especially in this career, there's so much advancement level, so much things to know, so much things to get into. You don't want to just be stuck just doing one thing for like years. Some people are cool with that, but for me, I just think that's just a little bit too boring, especially with an industry that has a lot to offer. So I said, take advantage of those trainings and stuff like that. If you do go to a job that has good opportunity, take advantage of training. Any training that you can get, any training that's offered, go to it. If they have different dealerships where they have different people coming in with different systems like Bendix, Meritor, and things like that, go take those opportunities and go learn about those things. It helps you. It's always good. And, do those online trainings, with your OME softwares. That takes you a long way. And if you are, going to different jobs, they look at that and they will acknowledge that. They will go ahead and, you could get like a better pay. You could be in a better position. It's always good. And it's different from the ASCs. So OEM, ASCs, different. ASC is just like general. OEM is like specific to the manufacturer. So ASCs are cool and all, but it all depends on how you're going about it. Some places that I've realized don't really necessarily too much care about the ASCs, but if you are going to go to a place and they do care about it, it's also good. It's a good thing to have on your background and your resume and your portfolio. But really, to be honest, when you're doing those, also just remember you want to be able to do it also in person, or be able to do it so you understand it. But that's just how I see it. I used to study those ASC books and I would know all this knowledge in my head, but I ain't never seen the system in person. It's like I'd see something to know that I read about it, but I never seen it. So that's just the things with ASC. So be careful with that. Yeah, it's good and all. You can show somebody got a whole bunch of ASCs and then they say, okay, this is our ASC certified master tech, and you get out there, what the heck you even doing, and you just embarrass yourself. So that's just something like that I say. So training, take advantage of that and everything like that. Now, number 3, here's a big thing. Now, tools. When you're in a new industry, you see that nice, pretty Snap-on truck, Matco truck, Mack truck, Cornwell, whatever, and they pull up and you are new and you ain't got no tools, I tell you now, don't even go hopping for all that, because I did, and I was first in the industry, and I bought a set of Snap-on ratchet wrenches, and it was $500 and something, and it turned out that I really didn't use those wrenches like that. I think the only thing that I really used out of those wrenches was the 10 millimeter, and that's pretty much it. I didn't use anything else until I really got advanced in the career. So like I said, it depends on how you go about it. It can be a good investment. So with me, the tools, they have a very high resale value. So that's one thing for sure. When I bounced into different industries, that's another thing too. So when I was working on forklifts, I had stuff for the seals to take the cylinders. I forgot what they call it. It's like a something wrench, and I don't know. But I had that, and when I started working on trucks, and I just haven't, really been doing cylinders and everything like that, I had these tools. So, and it was Snap-on, so I was able to resell it and at least get some money back for it. One of them was like fairly new, and I got at least the whole price back for it. So that's just with that on that part of the tool thing. But tools, it's like there's so much tools that can do the job right. Like right now with me, I don't even go crazy about Snap-on anymore. I buy Milwaukee. I was just in the Home Depot just not too long ago, and I saw the adapter set for like $39-$40. Snap-on's selling it for like $100 and something bucks for the same thing. It's a different name. And also too, as I've gotten so far into the whole tool thing, most of these tools is just rebranded. Matco tools, I think those are like actually Stanley tools. Snap-on, they make their own tools, but majority of the tools get made and everything in China, and they come over here to the States to get assembled. I've heard that. Also too, there was another brand, Mac Tools, like pretty much the same as DeWalt. I think they're DeWalt tools at the end of the day. So it's like, it's just paying for the name. So I have Harbor Freight. I lose 10mm sockets like it's nothing. So I just don't think I should now start going to Snap-on and buying these kind of sockets, because it's those sockets, they just get up and they walk away sometimes. I'm telling you, it just happens. So you don't want to be out of something so much of money and you have to rebuy it again. It's just, I don't know, it's just not that. But that's just one part of it. But also, you don't want to buy a whole bunch of tools that you're not even at that level for yet. That's that too. And then also, you don't want to start your career in debt. Like, you don't want to do that. Another thing, the biggest thing here is worth ethic. You want to have a good worth ethic anywhere you go, actually, but worth ethic. You want to get in that shop with the right attitude too as well. And, want to get in there and be motivated to learn, and also not even just learn, but just to get your hands on and just experience up. If you have nothing to do, try to always go to another technician. Be all alert. Be attentive. Ask questions. What's this? What's that? How do you do system work? How, if I do this, what will happen if I do this, or whatever the case may be. You want to be in there. You want to be reliable. You want to be trustworthy. You want your service manager, and all that to be like, hey, if I know that this needs to be done, I know so-and-so can get it done. You want to be able to be, just very on top, and you can miss opportunities by just, not having that right worth ethic. You can a lot, and if you do end up missing those opportunities, you end up staying in the same spot, which will leave you stagnant again. And you will end up figuring out why am I not getting anything better? Why am I getting better jobs? Why am I not getting better pay? Why is this like this? Why do people in the shop treat me like this, or whatever the case? Because I've noticed as well, your worth ethic, to be honest, in a shop, that's kind of how you'll be treated in a shop. If you're like a hard worker and everything like that, they'll respect you. If you're somebody that's lazy and you don't do anything, nobody likes a lazy person. Nobody likes a lazy tech. People will be rolling their eyes at you. So, you just want to go in with a very good worth ethic, a good mindset. Don't ever just sit down and do nothing. Nowadays, you see a lot of these techs, they could be like PM techs, and you look around all the time, they're just on their phone. Get your brain active in what's going on around you. And I'm telling you, you'll go really, really far. And I can tell you, sometimes you could be working so hard. Like, you can go a year and you're working so hard and you're busting your butt and you're doing what you're doing and you're doing everything right. And maybe nobody really noticed it out there, but they know. It may even seem like nobody notices it, but they know. They know, and those computers and those SRT times and all those things like that in the system, it shows. So, and your work shows too. So if you're getting things done and you're doing it the right way, just, and you're doing your training and everything like that, you advance so fast. So that's just my note on that. I wish every good technician out there good luck, and anything you do, any specific thing you're specializing in, I really just pray and wish the most of good luck to you. I went to a technical school, so I was able to learn and get a lot of advantages that before I even went into the shop. I ended up getting my Bendix certification. Bendix came. I took opportunity of that. They came to my technical school. I went to Jones Technical Institute, and here in Jacksonville, Florida. Well, I'm not in Jacksonville, Florida right now. I'm in Canada right now, but in Jacksonville, Florida, that's where I went, and it was awesome. And this industry, like I said, it's just it's so much opportunity in this industry. You can go anywhere and you got a job. Like right now where I'm at, if I was fixing today or here right now or whatever the case may be, I always have a job. It's always something to be done. There's always trucks breaking down. So just having that work ethic and everything like that, and doing your training and getting the knowledge and taking this industry serious, and I know you can go really, really far. So that's just what I have to say in here. If you have any questions, if you have anything else you want me to talk about or anything you want to know, I think maybe sometime here later this year, maybe the beginning of next year, I'll start going into in terms of like technical schools, stuff like that. I know somebody asked me, they were like, is a technical school even worth it? And I know some people like, oh, my great-grandfather and my grandfather and my father, they were all mechanics, so I got down to it and I already knew and all things like that. So that's cool and all too, but it's also good that, like I said, portfolio. You want to have that, certification in your underneath your belt. So I'll probably make a video on that later, and I'll go into depth about that. And also too, if you want me to make a video about the ASCs as well and registration and all how that looks like in that process, I can go ahead and I can demonstrate that too, and anything else. So I just want to start coming out with like a series. I'm going to start coming out like segments of how I'm going to do it, and then eventually I'll get into for some of those people who've been asking me about the mobile mechanic thing and how I got started and everything you need, and not in terms of like tools wise everything you need, but like on the legal side of things, like getting LLC of things and getting certifications and different insurances you have to have. Then also two permits as well, different kinds of permits, especially if you're trying to get into things like welding when you're going to certain places. So yeah, just go ahead. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, be interactive, let me know what you think, what's going on. And that's it. Just say, yeah, I thank everyone that's been supporting me, everyone that's been with me along this journey, that's been liking and sharing my videos and everything like that. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate it with everything in me.